Hello everyone, welcome to the Captain's Video Weblog. We are Sunday, November the 20th, 2016, and I guess I would have been okay with doing the video weblog before the Survivor Series because actually some stuff happened today. I actually thought long and hard about this pretty much until 10 to 1 a.m. Yeah, so just before Survivor Series, I was not too sure about doing the video vlog after Survivor Series. But I guess that I have enough space to go on for 20 minutes, so let's go with what happened besides the Survivor Series. So, Marseille won a match against Caen, proving to the fans of Paris that yes, you can win a match when the opposing team are all defending. Yeah, you can do that. I mean, it's going to be a 1-0 nail biter with various, lots of shots not on target, but a win is a win. It would have been a very, very frustrating draw because of how dominating Marseille have been, but yeah, it was a win. Rolando with the header at the 82nd minute liberated all of the Velodrome. That wasn't that full actually, maybe because of the defeat to Montpellier. Yeah. Other football news. So during the match between the Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, Koke used a homophobic slur on Cristiano Ronaldo, confronted him with a homophobic slur, and basically, yeah, Ronaldo was just retorted, and when he told that, he apparently sounded very smug, saying, "Yeah, I might be gay, but I'm gay and I'm rich." Yeah, sure. I mean, being gay there's nothing wrong with being gay, but that's probably not the way you would answer. I guess, I don't know, there's, every time someone brings up that Cristiano Ronaldo might be gay, there was always all the Real Madrid fans saying, "No, he's not gay, he's just friends with all those men," and all that. And now, some people have already started cursing him for saying that he's gay, and yeah, okay, sure, 2016, woohoo. Speaking of 2016, there was the first round of the primaries of the center and the right, and Sarkozy is out. He's out. It's probably even worse than in 2012 when he lost the presidential elections, because at this point it was, there was also the votes of the left, except this time it was an open primary, so everyone could vote if they gave €2. But most of the votes came from the right, as shown by François Fillon being the top of the list. Yeah, Fillon, the Prime Minister of Sarkozy for the whole 5 years. Sure thing, bro. And in second place was obviously Juppé, who wasn't apparently too hurt by all the hair pulling they did with Sarkozy during the campaign. But it could actually be a good thing for the left that Fillon is so far ahead compared to Juppé. Like, he's got probably 20 points, 20 percentage points over Juppé, and apparently Sarkozy has said that they should vote for Fillon. Yeah, so it's kind of a clusterfuck at this point, but it's good. It's a good thing for the left because of how liberal, how overly liberal on some points Fillon can be. But then again, I'm not in the mind of the people of the right, so what do I know? Anyway, Survivor Series. So I didn't watch the kickoff because it's pretty much the whole thing now with the kickoff. There's going to be a singles match, and there's going to be a trios match with the cruiserweights. The singles match was Caen versus Luke Harper, that Caen won apparently. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And the trios match had Daivari, Tony Nese, Drew Gulak, Cedric Alexander, I think, Rich Swann, and Noam Dar. It's going to, I mean, I just don't have any hopes for the cruiserweight if it continues that way. Yeah, so the main show, the big show, opened with the women's match. Prior to the women's match, Nikki Bella was assaulted in the backstage area, probably by Natalia, because he was the only one to really gain something from it. Something being a spot on the team. She was the coach and she had her whistle, but no, fuck it, I'm going to insert myself into the match and just roll up Sasha Banks to remind everyone that it's how women matches were done in my time. Jesus Christ, we were called divas. But actually, the first pin was Alexa Bliss with the Twisted Bliss on Alicia Fox, and then Naomi got counted out, which, okay, sure. So yeah, there was the roll up. There was at this point, yeah, it's a 3-on-3. I do think. Yeah, Natalia got dispatched pretty easily by Nia Jax, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Then Nia Jax got eliminated by Becky Lynch with the disarm her. She didn't take too lightly to this elimination, as she just threw violently Lynch into the barricade outside the ring, which Bliss, she thought that it would be a nice occasion to tag herself in, except she took a big boot to the face, and she was eliminated by Charlotte. Then. So Becky Lynch was the sole survivor. Is she going to be the real sole survivor, or is she just going to lose? Well, she lost Bayley to Belly. She took, and Raw takes it. Just the time of the celebration, and Charlotte was all out. Just kicking. Well, I mean, that's not a kick. That's more of a punch. That's more of a forearm in the back of Bayley's head, because. I mean, the women of Smackdown, they said that they would wait until Monday, but the women of Raw didn't say anything of this kind, so I guess it was fair, as at the moment the victory was celebrated. Then there was the match for the Intercontinental title, between Sami Zayn, who arrived to a pretty good pop, against The Miz, who arrived to mixed reactions between nothing and booze. So yeah, I guess that Canadians cannot win. So Natalia was on the losing team. So when Sami Zayn had the figure 4 leg lock locked in, well, what did Maryse do? She went and rang the bell. So Sami Zayn thought he had won, but no, fuck you, Canadians. He got rolled up by The Miz, who retained, because The Miz can apparently only win via shenanigans. I mean, it does I do think that at one point it will hurt his credibility. This is the kind of thing that happens. Then there was the 10-on-10 match. Awful clusterfuck match. And when I'm saying awful, that's considering the order of the eliminations in the women's match. What did it start with? Well, it started with Breezango getting eliminated in a matter of seconds. And then Jey Uso, I think, did a surprise super kick to Kofi Kingston, and the New Day were out too. The club had a pretty strong showing with two Magic Killers. I think one on who could it be? Yeah, on Zack Ryder, who didn't really get the chance to bask in the cheers, because everyone was chanting "We want Ryder" when Mojo Rawley was targeting the Shining Stars. Oh boy, it seems There were teams eliminated before the Shining Stars. What are you doing, Vince? What the fuck is going on? Why would you eliminate the champions before the Shining Stars? I can take Breezango, and even then, it's kind of. I'm not really okay, but eliminating the tag team champions before the Shining Stars, what the hell? So yeah, on Zack Ryder, one Magic Killer on Zack Ryder, and one Magic Killer on Jason Jordan. American Alpha arrived to a pretty good pop, but didn't make a lot in the match. And then they got eliminated by a Gore on Gallows, the club. And then there was, Bada Boom Shakalaka by Enzo on top of Rhino, which is an awful name for a finisher. And then, they got eliminated by the Usos, Enzo and Cass. I mean, it's pretty, I might make it sound a bit like it wasn't interesting and the falls were happening way too fast, but that's actually pretty much what happened. By the time the Cruiserweight match happened, I was pretty much out, and thank God that, I was still in at the most important points, mainly, Cesaro and Sheamus being, they are great. I wouldn't have thought that a team with Sheamus could be entertaining, but there we are. That's just amazing work. Cesaro is a fucking spot monkey. When did a man, the size of Cesaro get into his head to do a fucking 619? He did the entrance of Sin Cara, sure, but in a suit. But still, it's just great. And then he won with the sharpshooter. While Sheamus was out broke kicking one of the Usos in the head so that he couldn't interfere. And then you thought that it was like, yeah, we're a team, but no. Why doesn't Cesaro come to Smackdown already? I don't know. The cruiserweight title match with the stipulation that if Kalisto won, there would be the whole division coming to SmackDown. He first did one Salida del Sol. It was a pretty great match actually in itself. One Salida del Sol, foot on the rope. Second Salida del Sol, but no, fuck you, because there's Baron Corbin. He attacked Brian Kendrick the first. We know that he had a beef with Kalisto, but he attacked Brian Kendrick. For what reason does he attack Brian Kendrick first and not Kalisto? Maybe he hates him that much that he doesn't want him to win the match, but that's dumb. He says that he doesn't give a fuck about failing to bring the cruiserweight division to SmackDown, but it just feels like, he really wanted to mess with Kalisto, because, he went on to Brian Kendrick and then did the end of days on Kalisto, but, that means that Kendrick wins, and the cruiserweights are just going to be so fucking tired from all the trips between SmackDown and between Raw and SmackDown to do 205 Live that it just doesn't seem like it's going to be great. Or maybe they're going to stage some kind of revolution and say, no, fuck that, we're moving to SmackDown whether you want it or not. Thanks, Mick. But no. Then there was, the better 5-on-5 Survivor Series match for the men. The first elimination arrived, the match was really, really long, which makes you think, why the fuck weren't the other matches a bit longer? This match lasted for about an hour. The first elimination happened with a power slam from Braun Strowman by Dean Ambrose after over quarter an hour. It just maybe could tweak that a bit, but no. Just what's the use of that? Especially, sure, AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose were bickering a bit, and it came back to bite AJ Styles in the ass later in the match. But yeah, you could have had that happen a bit earlier. You know, doesn't excuse that everything was so long. But yeah, I mean, okay, sure, make the storylines advance, I guess. It's obviously not the better time to do that. You could have. It's just baffling, you know. Have the other matches, the other Survivor Series, you know, traditional Survivor Series matches last a little longer. This one could have gone for 30 minutes, and it would have been the same amount of storytelling. I'm pretty sure of that. Then, you know, Braun Strowman was eliminated by countout, which I will come back later because there was some fuckery around countouts in that very same match. Because of Ellsworth holding his foot. Braun Strowman found out, wasn't happy, kicked Ellsworth all the way to the top of the ramp, then threw him onto a table that was just by the place where there would be usually the announcing booth on Raw. Yeah, so then Kevin Owens got disqualified because of using the list of Jericho onto Orton, I would say. Yeah, Jericho was pretty dumbfounded by that, and it led to the quick elimination of Jericho by Orton with an RKO. So that's when it started to go a little bit alright. Was 3-on-2, 3 for Smackdown, 2 for Raw. The two remaining Raw men were Rollins and Reigns. Reigns, who got booed, but just so much booze, just kind of inhuman. And you know, they were just going to do the double powerbomb on Orton, but AJ Styles just came back, and he was like, no, not on my watch. But well, then Dean Ambrose just dashed to the ring, said, on my watch, we're gonna do a little Shield reunion. Boom! Styles through the Spanish announce table. Yeah, sure, why not? Then he was eliminated. But then again, they spent so much time outside that you could think that maybe, there could have been some countouts at this point. But no, that's not how it works. So then, yeah, it was 2-on-2, the two of the new Wyatt family versus the two of the remaining men of the Shield once Dean Ambrose was removed from the equation. But who came out? Luke Harper. Apparently didn't get involved enough to cause a disqualification too. Sure, why not? Rules, huh? But just enough to make enough of a distraction so that when Rollins was attempting a 5-star frog splash, it turned into an RKO. Goodbye, Seth. And Roman Reigns was poised to take it all, after he eliminated Shane McMahon. Actually, I forgot about that. Shane McMahon had a very good sequence, but then he got a nasty spear, landed on his head. So bad. That was before all the fuckery outside the ring. 2-on-2, 2-on-1. Roman Reigns, is he going to be the one to cause a riot in Toronto? No, because he was going to spear Bray Wyatt, but Orton sacrificed himself in a move very reminiscing of Harper's sacrifice at Elimination Chamber 2014, and Bray Wyatt got the win in a Big 4 pay-per-view. And then a bit of controversy with the main event, 12 years in the making, fantasy warfare, and Brock Lesnar got squashed by Goldberg. 2 spears, 1 jackhammer, 1 minute and 25 or 35 seconds. Yeah, good. I mean, sure, maybe that means that Goldberg is going to be back as early as tomorrow, but right now it just makes everyone on the roster looking like shit because they cannot hold hang on with Brock, but this old guy from the Attitude Era, he does it. And yeah, the Undertaker's undefeated streak. I mean, unless you have Goldberg versus The Undertaker, now that Undertaker is back taking souls and digging holes, yeah, that's the line he used. But I don't know. I mean, it wasn't a bad show, it was good wrestling, but, 3 hours and a half, and after those 3 hours and a half, after the 2 hours and a half of NXT TakeOver Toronto, which was top to the bottom of the card, just great matches, it felt a bit, empty. So yeah, I mean, tomorrow I'm not watching Raw because of the appointment on Tuesday morning, but I mean that in another case I would have been definitely going to be watching Raw because what the fuck was going on, So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.